Hey guys, Matt Stevenson here from Range Rover Owner. Today we have some exclusive news about the upcoming 5th generation L460 Range Rover. Let's get to it. With the unveiling of the new Range Rover expected in October, and the increasing sightings of finished prototypes almost on a daily basis. In fact, I was driving home last weekend on the M6 and I was actually following one for quite a considerable amount of time. Land Rover are clearly gearing up ready for its public debut. However, in the inaugural issue of the Land Rover Owner International France edition that has just hit the newsstands, it has some exclusive new renders of what they are expecting the new Range Rover to look like. On the cover of the magazine, the front and rear views of the vehicle clearly demonstrate that this is an evolutionary facelift of the L405, rather than a radical redesign, which is pleasing to see. The current L405 will be a decade old by the time this new model hits the showrooms in January. But in these pictures you can clearly see that the iconic Range Rover DNA has been continued, and the inspiration that has been taken from its predecessors in this new design. Starting at the front of the vehicle, with what looks like a return to the more traditional bonnet design. The sport-inspired hump in the bonnet from the 2018 L405 facelift is gone, and we return to a more standard castellation layout, which in my opinion gives the car a much more imposing and grand frontal profile. Moving down to the headlights, the swept-back side wing profile remains, but what with looks like a much sharper and more defined headlight outline. It is anticipated that the Matrix Pixel and Pixel Laser LED headlight technology will come across from the outgoing L405. To the front grille. This keeps within the current L405's overall design language, but the honeycomb styling looks like it's been replaced in favour of a much cleaner, much straight line profile. This is probably done to help visually distinguish this new model from its predecessor, with the rest of the front bumper pretty much remaining the same with only some minor tweaks here and there. The side profile of the vehicle gained some subtle design changes. Gone are the side vents, which were functional on the 3rd generation L322 Range Rover, and purely a design element of the L405. In their place we now have a new U-shaped contrasted finisher. Again, probably done to help distinguish this model from its earlier stablemates. Towards the rear of the car, the black gloss plastic end pillars have been replaced with a continuous piece of rear quarter glass. This really tidies up the rear and solves the problem of the swirl marks that plagued the gloss black plastic of the current model. We gained the deployable door handles from the current generation Evoque and Velar. This brings the full-size Range Rover into line with the rest of the Range Rover family. We also now have a redesigned lower sill. Now this really breaks up the huge flat door panels of this new model. For the wheels, as well as the standard wheel sizes from the current model, Land Rover are introducing a new factory option of 23 inches. This is to allow the new Range Rover to compete with the likes of Rolls-Royce and Bentley in what they offer their customers. Now to the new redesigned rear of the vehicle. The current generation L405 has an elegantly tapered rear with wraparound rear taillights. On this new model, the rear end looks much heavier and much bulkier, and the wraparound taillights are no more. In their place are a pair of new vertical slimline taillights, which have a similar look to what has been seen on other premium high-end vehicles. There is also now what appears to be an inlaid finisher on the rear quarter panels. This looks like it's paying homage to the outgoing model's wraparound taillights. Across the entirety of the upper tailgate, we gain what looks like a brand new light strip, with the familiar Range Rover lettering and badging remaining in their traditional positions. The rear bumper has a much stronger tapered design, which incorporates the exhaust tips and a rear step. At the top of the tailgate is the familiar curved spoiler, but now with twin antennas mounted on the roof. This indicates that the new vehicle is gaining a much greater level of connectivity, which in my opinion is a much needed feature. Slow and unresponsive infotainment systems need to be consigned to automotive history, especially when Range Rover is trying to compete for the same customers as Tesla, Rolls-Royce and Bentley. Now to the interior. While much less information is known about the interior, the spy shots that have appeared online show a redesigned centre console, with a larger touchscreen being the focal point, and a gear selector and train response panel taken from what you can now find in the 2021 Jaguar F-Pace. Undoubtedly, the new vehicle will come equipped with the latest incarnation of JLR's Privy Pro operating system, as well as the 3rd version of Land Rover's award-winning onboard terrain response system. As for the seating and other interior finishes, it is expected that they will be very similar to the outgoing model's design, but only time will tell. In terms of power plants in this new model, expect a range of Ingenium diesel and petrol hybrids, similar to today's lineup. And we already know that the glorious 5-litre V8 has its days numbered and will be replaced by a BMW-sourced 4.4-litre V8 in the range-topping models. In terms of a full electric Range Rover, we know Land Rover are working on all-electric versions of their models, but the Range Rover probably won't see any sign of this until at least the middle of this decade. And I personally believe that Land Rover may skip the all-electric Range Rover in favour of a hydrogen fuel cell powertrain that they are working on as part of their Project Zeus initiative. In summary, I think this new Range Rover looks fantastic in these new renders, and if the production vehicle ends up being a close match, it will be a great addition to the 50-year history of the Range Rover brand, and worthy of carrying the torch as Land Rover's flagship model for the next decade and beyond. Let me know what you think about the new Range Rover down in the comments below. And to learn more, make sure to check out issue 1 of Land Rover Owner International's magazine, France edition, which is on sale now. The link is down in the description below. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell icon to be the first to see the latest Range Rover news. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.